Hello, guys. Welcome to the next episode of my channel, the Akshat Devli channel, and we are ready to talk about some more FPL. So, yeah, today I've covered a lot of things in these lives, in these videos, trying to bring everything. The purpose of this channel is twofold. The purpose of this channel and why I do FPL, because you see, I am a writer, I write a lot, so it already writing takes a lot out of me, and then to do another thing which is creative, it is difficult. But the fact of the matter is that I really like doing this, I really enjoy what I'm doing, and it takes my mind away from my writing, and it, I just feel so happy doing this. And yeah, so the purpose of this video or these videos or this live and other lives is twofold, as I said. One, it is to because I just get a lot of happiness doing it, and the other one is I just want to give you a lot of facts, a lot of stories, a lot of perceptions. Because see, at the end of the day, these whatever I'm going to say about, say, Salah, Haaland, everything is a story, everything is a narrative, everything is a perception. I'm selling perception. I might say, oh, Haaland was so good the other day against West Ham. Just imagine what he will do against a Bournemouth. But the fact of the matter is, he might not even start against Bournemouth, or hell, he might blank. And say a Foden scores a hat trick, a Mahrez scores a hat trick. You don't know. You just don't know. So we are just selling narratives here. We are just saying, thinking out loud, and that is what I do, and that is what I really like doing. Whatever has happened in the past, just I want to make some things clear to yourselves. Uh, yeah, the first thing about this video is that we are going to look at different picks other than my picks, the team which I have selected. What are the other good picks, or medium to good picks, if I can say that, in the game right now? And secondly, I just want to put across this fact that whatever we content creators say, it is just a narrative we are building in our heads, and we are thinking out loud. That might come out true, that might not. But hey, now why I say a narrative? Because this isn't an exact science. It doesn't matter if you are a part of the Analytics FC or the Grass FC, or you follow both and do anything. It doesn't matter. So why I'm saying this is, say you it's a very simple example. Say you flip a coin 10 times. And for some reason, all 10 times it comes out to head, comes out to be a head. Then when you are going to flip the coin the 11th time, is is your mind going to play a trick with you, in which it suggests that you have to pick a random choice, a head or a tail? Why not pick one choice that has already repeated itself 10 times? Okay. The other way of thinking, that is, oh, the law of averages has struck, for the past 10 times the coin has flipped into a head, so this time the law of averages will work, and we might be seeing a tail. So law of averages will come and work, and hey, who knows, this time a tail will come. So these are the two ways generally people like to think, people like to believe. And pardon me, guys, actually I'm having a sore throat, so my voice might be a bit husky, but anyways, and it might be a bit nasal too, but anyways. Hi Tripta. Yeah. We will get on to Bamford. Just let me finish this point, and then we'll talk about Bamford. The point of the matter is that with this experiment of flipping a coin 10 times, and all the 10 times, say a head comes up or a head crops up, you might be believed into thinking that the 11th time again a head has to come, or the law of averages will struck, and so therefore a tail will come. The correct answer is that the probability of getting a head or a tail is still 0.5. So, similarly, in football, if a player has performed well for the past 10 times, doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to score in the 11th match doesn't mean he will not score in the 11th match. What it shows is that it's another match, it's another day, anything can happen. So why we use the analytics model is that's why I always uh, put a huge weight in the sample size. See, if you're just giving me 4 weeks data, 6 weeks data, 8 weeks data, 12 weeks data, 20 weeks data, I don't think it's enough. I don't think that. Yes, there are bandwagons, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the players who have performed season after season, like a Mo Salah, I think though, like a Harry Kane, like a Heung-min Son, I think those players are more dependable because they have been doing it for so many. They have been doing it for so many seasons that now they can be considered as Mr. Dependables. So I think the size, the sample size really matters when you're talking about these things. So now let's move on to some of the picks that we have that we can talk about that those are not on in my team. Let's start with the one Tripta has suggested. That's Bamford, Patrick Bamford. Patrick Bamford last season was injured most of the time, and he was struggling to have any sort of minutes both under Bielsa as well as under Marsh. But the season before that, when leagues were promoted to the Premier League after so many years, Patrick Bamford was almost a 200 point player. He scored almost 200 points. So that suggests, that tells us that Patrick Bamford has the capability, has the know how, has the skill set to deliver a 200 pointer season. He has done it in the past, and thus there is no reason that he can't repeat it in the future or in the present. Now the caveat is that when he came here, when he was promoted, he was playing under a Bielsa side. He was playing with Bielsa as a manager, and Bielsa gave him a lot of freedom. And Bielsa was an out and out attacking manager. Even if Leeds were to lose 5-0 3 matches in a row, they will still go and play gung ho in the sixth match. That is how Bielsa used to. So in that atmosphere, Leeds were creating a lot of chances, and the target man was always Patrick Bamford. The wing backs were giving him a lot of opportunities, and one more thing, Harrison had a really good season when Bamford was on fire. And right now, also, I'm saying is this season that Bamford, whenever Bamford is going in good positions, Harrison is always there to support him with the ball, with the assist or the assister's assist. So I really like this combination. Now, the thing is that now Bamford is more experienced. This is the time when Bamford can really, you know, stretch his boundaries. He can really come into himself. When he came here for the first season from Leeds, he was inexperienced. He scored a hat trick also, but uh, I know he must be a bit jittery. But now he has come back and he has shown some kind of experience. He has been made the leader of the side. I think he's the skipper. So I think this is going to be a good season for Patrick Bamford. I think he will excel in goal scoring because the first match that I saw from Marsh was, I think Leeds was again playing gung ho. Now I'm not really sure whether that approach is going to be there even against the heavyweights or against good sides. I think that could be a reason they were playing Wolves, so they had that gung ho approach. I'm not sure, but if this approach was to continue, I think we already have talked about how good Harrison was when uh, Bielsa was the manager and Bamford was the target man. I think it is happening again. So I think that makes both Harrison and Bamford great picks. Most of the guys or content creators not talking about Harrison much, but I think you should give him a clean slate to begin with, and you should look at the season before the last season and how he was performing uh, in partnership, in tandem with Patrick Bamford. I think that speaks volumes about the character Jack Harrison has. That speaks volumes about the kind of partnership they have developed. And I think this season also, this can be the go-to theme for Marsh. Now, another player I want to talk about on the same team is Aronson. I think Aronson looked fabulous. I think he looked a bit undercooked, but I think he was taking some great positions, and I think he again, like Harrison, this guy could be the assister to Bamford, and I think he could be a major goal scorer too. I really like the kind of passes he was knitting, the through balls he was giving, and the kind of positions he was getting in. So I'm really high on Aronson too, and this lead side has a lot of positive energy and a lot of positives to talk about. Just one thing that lets me down continuously about Leeds right now is their defense. I think they scored 5 or 6 goals against an Italian Serie B side, and yet they conceded a couple of goals. I am still not sure about Melie or their defensive options. If you have Melie as a goalkeeper, you should keep an eye on other goalkeepers, including the likes of Sanchez, or if you can go and be incremental with that budget and go for a Ramsdale. I think Melie will not keep many clean sheets because they were conceding goals for fun against a Serie B side too. So that is my concern when it comes to the lead side. But other than that, I think it is very obvious that Aronson and Patrick Bamford are great picks. But I am repeating that I feel that Jack Harrison is going to be the dark horse this year once again because I have seen him play uh, when they were promoted. I have seen him play in tandem with Bamford, and he looked amazing. And I saw some of that chemistry, that camaraderie again. So I am really excited to know what is going to go with them. Yeah, so Kane or Son, if you're asking about Kane or Son, I feel both are great players. Right now, both of them are not in my team. Whatever little bit I'm seeing is, I think Son is going to be the destroyer in chief. The only thing that I think Kane has in his favor is that Kane is on pens. Other than that, I am seeing Son. Before game week 1, I was high on Kane because pre-game week 1, the preseason, Kane was looking really good. In fact, he was looking sharper than Son. But somehow in the first game week, I think Kane was playing really deep. The wing backs, both Sessegnon, Emerson Royal, and Deki and Son, they were continuously in the mix of things. But Harry Kane looked a bit in the middle, trying to make that creative process, trying to play that creative role for the Spurs. So I think if you want to go for a hardcore goal scorer, I think Son will be your man, and the wing backs. Kane, I think, is a wait and watch because hey, you never know, he might explode against Chelsea. Because I don't know what system they will play against Chelsea. The one thing which I know is they will definitely have a lot of output from those wing backs, but I'm not sure what creativity they are going to target against the likes of Chelsea. So yeah, this is my concern about Kane and Son. Another player which is not my team from Spurs is Dejan Kulusevski. I think Kulusevski uh, is looking really good. I think when I watched the match, when I watched the highlights and I saw some of the replayed match, I did not watch it. I did not see him prominently coming into those good positions like the likes of Sessegnon and Emerson Royal and Son. I think these three were permanently there. It was like Emerson Royal, Sessegnon, and Son. They were most of the times they were in the opponent's box. So I most of the times I was not able to see Kulusevski there. And in an interview, I don't know, a day back or a couple of days back, he himself stated, Kulusevski, that the area from where he scored that goal, that beautiful wordy, I think that is the kind of area where he scores most of his goals from. So I'm not very big on him goal wise. I don't think he's going to score loads of goals, but I think he will score occasional goals along with a lot of assists. I am high on him as his because of his assist potential, because I think he will give a lot of assists to a Perisic or a Sessegnon. So I think that is the one to watch when it comes to Spurs. We can talk about Mount. Now, a lot of people were high on Mount, and a lot of them had him in their teams. I did not have him. I still don't have him. I rate him as a player, but right now I think Chelsea is looking stifled. I think the right word that comes to my mind when it comes to their forward line is disjointed. They look disjointed. It looks that they have no camaraderie at all. I think it looks like three players have come from very three different systems, be it Mount, be it sorry Hazard. I was going to say Hazard, be it Sterling, and the third one I'm just forgetting his name. Uh, Ark is asking, I want Haaland in my team, so should I take a wild card now or save it for later? Uh, RK, that's a very good question, and I feel just you just cannot go without Haaland right now. I'm not sure about wild carding right now because after 4 game weeks or 5 game weeks, Champions League is coming up, and there is going to be a lot of changes because there is going to be a tighter schedule. And at that time, you might need your wild card to get uh, to pick safer picks. But that doesn't mean that you should not have Haaland in your team. I think if even if it takes making even if it takes taking a hit, you should take a hit, but you should have Haaland in your team, come what may. So I think if possible, save your wild card right now. Take a hit and get Haaland in at any cost. Because if you wait for this game week to be over and then you have two transfers left and then you do it the next game week, I think this is the plum fixture for Haaland. Bournemouth he's playing. Even if he plays 60 minutes, he can easily score a hat trick. Yes, there is a possibility he might not score, but Champions League is still 5 game weeks. Champions League will start from I think game week 5 or 6, and we have just completed game week 1. So I think there will be uh, for the next 4 game weeks, Haaland can easily score say 6, 7, 8 goals. Who knows? I think we cannot take a risk that big. Personally, the only reason why I'm not going telling you to take a wild card is because of the fact that Champions League is going to start, and once Champion League starts, there will be a lot of players who are going to be rotated, and at that time you can have a wildcard side, which say instead of Robertson you can have a Van Zig because Van Zig will play all the minutes, and you can remove the Perisic's, the Doherty's, you can remove all of those wing backs, the James, those that you think will play more in Champions League matches rather than in Premier League matches. So that's my bone of contention for the wild card. Otherwise, and secondly, the data is so small. Just after just 1 game week, it is a bit uh, rash, I think, to use your wild card because I still feel you can easily downgrade one of your other premiums and get Haaland. If you have both Salah and Son, say you have a Salah and Son and Jesus in there, I think just sell your Son to somebody because having three premiums is already not making much sense to me. You can sell your Son or your Salah. I doubt you will sell your Salah. You can have your this and you can sell Son. Let me just have a look what team you have, RK, and then we can go about it. Let me just open. Salah is in my radar. He's in your radar. You don't have Salah? Just a second, RK. Uh, just a second, guys. Just a second. Just a second. Just a second. Uh, so the UPL Salah is in my radar. Oh, that sounds dangerous. Don't have Salah or what? RKJ. So RKJ, you already have Salah. Okay, he's in your radar to be chopped. No, 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 RKJ. Just a minute. You already have Salah. I thought Salah is in your radar so that you can pick him, but he's on your radar to be chopped off. No, no, no. Just so RK's team is Dahia, goalkeeper. God save you. You have Manchester United as your goalkeeper. Trent, Cancelo, Perisic, Robertson. Great defense, I think. Bruno Guimaraes, Neto, Rashford, Son, Salah, Jesus. I think Salah and Jesus, I think you should keep them. Now, I'm not going to thopify what I think is right onto you, but I feel even if you have to just get rid of one of them, preferably Son to me, because I think Salah is just that good a game captaincy option. You never know, but still, you need to have Haaland. Just get rid of them, get a Martinelli or somebody, and then have your Greenwood turned into a Haaland. I think Bruno Guimaraes. I think last year, na, he's a wonderful player. Don't get me wrong. Last year he was playing very advanced. Now I feel the kind of team they have right now. I think he's playing as a defensive midfielder, like the you can say the role of a Jorginho in Chelsea. He is trying to make the play happen. The creative energies he's supplying from the back. So I'm not sure how successful Bruno G FPL wise is going to be this year. But yeah, Neto I think is a great pick. Rashford, I think Rashford is a wonderful pick because in the last match also you see Rashford. I clearly saw Rashford had two clear cut chances. It is just that I think he is down on confidence. He should have definitely buried at least one of them. If he would have scored one or two of them, now the things would have been completely different. The story would have been completely different. Everybody right now would have been high on Rashford, and everybody would be having him in his team. But this is how we as FPL managers are. We are fickle by nature. We give a lot of importance and a lot of impetus on the final score and not on what it could have been. I think that should we should have our eyes on what the game could have turned out to be had Bruno Fernandes scored that. I think it was second or third minute. Initially, he got a very good chance. If he would have scored, who knows? Man United would have won the match 2-1. So I think just one game week of data is not enough. Whatever I'm saying, I'm just saying on the basis of a game week. I still will say I will put my neck on the line and will say that Haaland is the way to go. I think it is very dangerous to go without Haaland. The problem is if you now go without Salah and go with Haaland, this is what you are going to feel after a game week that you now need Salah also because who knows he scores a hat trick against Crystal Palace. Son can equally score a hat trick. I don't, but it is just that I just feel a bit more comfortable and safe with uh, Salah. That's my personal recommendation. But I think you should have Haaland. My captain is locked on Haaland. I don't have even a whisker of doubt that whom I'm going to captain. Yes, Salah at home against Crystal Palace has scored a lot of points in the previous games, but just that I'm a City fan, just that the record of Haaland in Bundesliga and what Haaland looked like in the first game against West Ham, I just cannot see beyond Haaland. I am just all in. I'm all in for Haaland. So yeah, this is RK's team. I think he's got a wonderful team. I think the only weak links I see in his team are Dahia and the absence of Haaland. I think rest all picks are great. He will have to sacrifice one premium in order to get a Holland. I think Trent is a great pick. Cancelo is a great pick. Perisic is a wonderful pick. Robertson, Bruno Guimaraes, Neto, Rashford, Son, Salah, Jesus. I think this is a wonderful team. Just that I feel the Dahia shouldn't be there because I think Manchester United defensively is looking absolutely rubbish. And yeah, I think it's a great team. Let's have a look at some of the other teams in our group. This is a group, FPL Master. This is a group that has been created by RK. And one other name, let's have a look at first SK's team. No problem, RK. SK team. SK scored 60 points. Now SK's team is Sanchez in goal. That's a good pick. Jensen, that's a bold pick. He is SK always takes. I have seen his kind of he always takes a bit of risk in order to fit in big players. He is that kind of manager who doesn't believe in value. He doesn't believe that you should spread value. He puts all his value, he puts all his eggs in a couple of baskets and then he waits. For example, in this team, he has put all his eggs in Salah, Son, De Bruyne. He is all three. Salah, Son. So basically, he's gone with a premium. Now his defense is just see this. Janssen, James Robertson, Cancelo. Now James Robertson, Cancelo is a stupendously good defense, but there's no trend. Now that amuses me, and that also shows that SK is a ballsy guy. Now his midfield is Salah, Son, De Bruyne. We have already done Murphy and Rashford. Now again, when everybody is high on Andreas and the likes of Da Silva, this guy has gone for Murphy. Kudos SK. And then the forward line, he just says Mbumo. This team, this is a crazy team, a crazy, crazy team. SK, you have a crazy team, man. When the world is moving towards the likes of Kane, Haaland, Darwin, Jesus, you have gotten a Mumo right there. And still you have managed to pick up almost the same amount of points as everybody else. Hats off. This Mbumo. RK, yaar, this guy SK is so funny, man. When everybody wants to have Haaland, Kane, Darwin, and Jesus, or Bamford, or Tony, this guy wants Mbumo. What sort of guy is this? But really a ballsy team. But he has put all his eggs in Salah, Sons, and De Bruyne's lap. So yeah, it is a tough ask. I think he should spread some value. But hey, there are many ways to reach to the top of the mountain, and no way is correct or no way is incorrect. This is just a narrative that I am stitching up. Probably SK has stitched up another narrative in his mind, but just a movement in the forward line, just it just amuses me to my soul. So let's see some other drafts. Let's see my wife's draft. Nice gal, Stripta. So yeah, so this team is quite similar to me. Other than she has proved to be a sort of risk taker by taking Perisic because Perisic's minutes are not 100%. And she has taken another risk in Coutinho. Now that's a ballsy move because Coutinho has not shown any kind of form in the pre-match, pre-season. So I was a bit worried about Coutinho and Bailey, and my doubts came out to be true in the first game. Other than that, she has got a good team. She has got Sanchez and Ward, Trent, Cancelo, Robertson, James Perisic, Salah and Neto, Haaland and Jesus. Looks quite a compact team. Just Perisic, I think, will start from this game week or either game week 3. So I don't think Perisic is a big problem. I think the only problem I can see in this team is Coutinho, but you never know. The next game, Aston Villa is playing at their home, and Coutinho on his day can easily score a brace or a hat trick. So I will still because these are the players that I don't have in my team, and I really look at them with the measurement that these can be good picks, shoot picks. But I would have never taken a Coutinho in my team. But hey, you never know. The next match is a home match for Villa. They have been already defeated by a promoted side in the first match. Probably Gerard has given them a big earful. So let's see if they can come up with vengeance. So this was Tripta's team, and some of the other teams are in our group. The guy who's number one is Saurabh. I don't know who he is, but let me have a look at his team. And he has okay. So yeah, that's quite an interesting team he has. He has Mendy as his goalie, Diaz and Cancelo. I think that's a wonderful way to enter a City's team is to City's defense. I think they are again going to keep a clean sheet against Bournemouth, and this is very prudent of this guy. Trent and James, I think wonderful. The only problem I see with this team is he has only two Liverpool guys. I think Liverpool, along with Man City, is one of the most attacking teams in EPL, and I think he must have must is a must is not a keyword, but according to me, according to my perception, I think he should have one should have three Liverpool slots all full. So I think he should have gone for either Robertson uh, or a Luis Diaz or a Darwin. But hey, he's sitting pretty at number one. So what can I say? Bernardo Silva again a strange pick to me, but now things can change because he and we all have heard the rumors of Silva going to Barcelona, and that means both the number eights, KDB and Gundogan, becoming good picks. But uh, you never know what system Pep is going to play with. So yeah, other than that, he has Martinelli, Patson, Daka. Now I'm really amused with this pick, Daka. It was sure that Daka is not going to start, but he still played. Now that's a ballsy move. And Daka and Kane, I am sure he must have changed Kane to Holland by now. But Daka, I think, is a very strange pick because his X minutes are not confirmed, and I think he must be a fan of either Leicester or this player Daka. Otherwise, I can't see much uh, reasoning behind this pick. So yeah, that's a good team. That's our table topper. Apart from that, we have see Jishnu Maximus X1 Jishnu Rajgopal. He has got 62 points, and I really like his team. I really like the kind of balance he is. I think of all the drafts I have seen, what I like this team the best. I think if he just changes Kane to Holland, I think this is a great team to have. Now this team is Mendy in the goal. I think now with Koulibaly and the likes of Kukureya back in the Chelsea side, their defense have become very strong. Attacking wise, they are looking a bit disjointed, Chelsea, but I think defense wise they are looking good. So in that manner, Mendy is a great pick. He's the highest pick goalie, by the way. Trent, James, Perisic, Cancelo, Robertson. I don't see anything to change here. Martinelli, Neto, and Salah. I think these are three of the finest picks there. Jesus and Kane. I think if he changes Kane to Holland, I think that's a great squad to have. I think it is one of the best teams. Moreover, this guy has Bailly as his first sub. So that is another interesting thing, because if Perisic is rumored to be out again and he will start from the bench, if the rumors or the leaks are there, he can start a Bailly instead of a Perisic, and he can keep Perisic as the first bench. I think out of all the drafts I have seen, including my team, this team I think looks the best to me, the most balanced team. And I think this team, if he doesn't make a lot of changes every now and then, this team has the ability to sit at the top. It is looking like a team which can sustain itself for the next 6 to 8 game weeks. So let's look at some other teams. The country Bulls, Rahul Menon. Let's look at his team. Now he's got Ward and Heaton. I don't know why he went for Heaton. He could have easily went gone for Iverson. But okay, he now what I like about this pick is the originality. The formation is a 3-5-2, and Perisic, Trent, and Trippier. I think Trippier is a great pick. I am not seeing him in many drafts, but I think he's a great pick. Now the midfield seems interesting. Foden. Now I think you should keep Foden for this match. I think Foden against Bournemouth, if he even plays 65, 70 minutes, I think Foden has the potential to score a lot of goals. And then he has Bailly, Mount, Martinelli, and Salah, Kane, Darwin. I think what this guy has is Darwin. I think what he has done great is Alexander Arnold, Salah, and Darwin. Right now, if I were to make a wild card and if I were to include Liverpool, my three top picks would be Salah, Alexander Arnold, and Darwin in this order. And I would not go for Luis Diaz or Robertson. I think Darwin is a great book. It's a great insight by this guy. Everybody was high on Darwin. I was high on Darwin, but I did not have the balls to go for Darwin. The country Bulls, whose team is this? Rahul Menon. I think he's Bora TV. Bora TV is asking, I have Jesus and Johnson. The only way to get Haaland is to sell Jesus and a 8 mid for -4. Do you think the move is advisable? Bora TV, I think you must find out any other way of getting Haaland, because of the fact that Jesus can be equally dangerous, because of the fact Leicester in the game week 2, Leicester has looked really dangerous. And just a second, in game week 3 and 4, uh, they play Bournemouth and Fulham, the two promoted teams, and then they play Aston Villa, out of form Aston Villa. Then they play an out of defense Manchester United. Then they play Everton. Then they play Brentford. So I think till game week 8, especially the game week second and third and fourth, in which he has Bournemouth and Fulham, I just can't see the reason to sell Jesus. I think it's a big no for me. That too for a -4. I just cannot see it happening, because in game weeks 3 and 4, I think he can easily outscore, if not match Haaland. So that is my thinking. A -4 is fine for me, Bora TV, if you want to go, but I just cannot see selling Jesus. That's very dangerous. Try some other permutation. Selling Jesus, no, yeah, exactly, Ripta. Selling Jesus is can prove to be really bad for you. So I think you should really find out another way. Just uh, degrades any of your defender if you can. If you can share your team with me, Bora TV, I might be of some more help to you, because selling Jesus just doesn't look good to me. It sounds danger. It sounds a bit of stupidity. So I think don't go for selling Jesus. Yeah. So these were some of the teams in my group. I think I've covered most of them. Is there? I think only two teams are left: Mark Lees and Nigel Marison. Let's have a look at these other two teams also. So now I'm looking at the team Atletico Oldham. It's a team by Mark Lees, and in goal we have Ramsdale. I think it's a great idea to have a Arsenal defender, and I have also seen Saliba. Now Saliba was great, and he's just 4.5. I think if you guys are thinking of having any defender, I think just go for Saliba 4.5. I think he's a great pick. Looked solid. I think the best defender Chelsea, Arsenal has. I think he's good and just a 4.5. Then he has Trent, Cancelo, James, Nico Williams. Now he started Nico Williams. That's interesting. Now the reason for him starting Nico Williams is that he all like Suman's team, like SK's team. He also has a premium draft. Now he has Salah, Murphy, Bailly, Haaland, Kane, Jesus. Haaland, Kane, and Salah. This is the problem with premium. You need to start with players like Nico Williams, Murphy. So the value is not carefully spread. This is the problem. Just try to understand if you are only going to now my problem with it is not that I don't want a premium. Probably when my team value will be higher, I will go for a premium also, a four-mium even. But the only problem I have right now is that you are just going to captain one player at a time. If you are going to say you are going to captain just Salah, what will you do with Haaland and Kane? Because if Haaland scores a 10 pointer, Jesus can score a 10 pointer. Any other player can score a 10 pointer. There's no value. A defender with a clean sheet will score 7 to 8 points. If he scores or assists, he will cross him. I feel you should only keep those much premiums that you are ready to captain. If you're not ready to captain them, worse, if you think having multiple choices make your captaincy headache bigger, I think that's a problem to have. Say if your Kane is playing an easy team, a Salah is playing another easy team, and Haaland is also playing an easy team, whom will you captain? Now that's a big headache to have. Already this game week, people are having problems choosing their captain because Salah is playing Crystal Palace at home, and Man City is playing. Haaland is playing Bournemouth, a promoted team. It is very difficult. That is my problem with premium. That if you're not going to captain, just spread the value. I think you should have two good premiums. You should switch the captaincy between them whenever you think whatever player has a good fixture, a better fixture. You should go for that player, and then you can just imagine the kind of money you would have if you just make a Kane or somebody else. That would be great. So that is my problem with having three premiums or a premium draft. Yeah. And one more team is left in my this. Just let me have a look. I have already read out Athletic Oldham's teams: Maximus, Nice Girls, FC Stealth. Yes, it is Mercyview Reds, Nigel Morrison. Now, oh, one interesting pick is here. Let me talk about that pick also. So his team has Sanchez in goal with Ward, just like me. Trent, Trippier, Justin. Now, Justin is a great pick. I think Justin is one of the most, you see, a dark horse pick which can really, some game week it will explode because Justin is going to score. I don't have any qualms or doubts about it. Just that the Leicester defense is looking a bit tricky. Game week one in the preseason, they are not looking that sharp. They are looking much better than the last season, mind you guys, but they are not looking that sharp. And then they have Neto, Salah, Son. He has Neto, great pick. Salah, Son. Again, this is a premium draft. The guy has Salah, Son, and Haaland. That is the reason he doesn't have a Cancelo. He doesn't have a James. He doesn't have a Robertson in his team. So this is the kind of I think these are some major compromises that you have to go through in order to have a premium. Just think whom you cannot captain both Son and Haaland and Salah. You just can captain one team. Okay, Bora TV has sent his team. Guys, just let me have a look at his team. His team is Ederson. He's gone big at the back, I think. Trent, James, Cancelo, Gabriel, the Arsenal defender. Perisic, really, this is massive at the back. Salah, Luis Diaz, Madison, Martinelli, Aronson, Jesus, Johnson, Taylor, Iverson. So if you have Jesus and you have Johnson and Taylor, Taylor is 4.5. In order for you to have Haaland is 5.5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You need 7M. 7 mil you need in order to have Haaland. Now, what can you do is Martinelli is in form, I think. James Cancelo. Um, I think you need to downgrade. You cannot downgrade Salah. You cannot downgrade Luis Diaz. You cannot downgrade Martinelli. I think right now you can downgrade Madison and Cancelo. The point here is, I know Cancelo is a great pick. I know, but I think you can downgrade either a James or a Cancelo. Yes, James is 6 mil and Cancelo is 7 mil. You can downgrade one of them to a 4.5, say a Saliba, and you can downgrade Madison to a 5 mil. A 5 mil midfielder or a 4.5 midfielder, and because now you will have two forwards to play with Jesus, so the formation will also change. You need to have one lesser player, so I think you can do away with that Madison spot. You can have a 4.5 million player there, and I think 3.5 million you will get from here, and the rest, if you can have uh, Cancelo reduced to say Saliba, you will have 2.5. I think you will still be zero point 0.5 left, and then you have to do some. I think it is difficult to do Haaland in your team without taking a wild card. I think it is very difficult. You have spread out your funds. The problem with your team is that, yes, this is the problem with your team. You just have one premium player, Salah. You don't have a Haaland. You don't have a Son or a Kane. In that case, what you have done is your team overall looks very strong, but you have spread out the funds so evenly that it looks very difficult that you can now have Haaland without going a major surgery that will either require a -8 or the use of a wild card. I think your team looks very strong. The names that I can see here, I think your team must have scored nicely in game week 1 also. I think you should go with the same team. I don't think you should make any changes. Just try to forget Haaland for now, because I think that that's a very good team in spite of not having Haaland, because you have only one you have only one premium. Now to shift to two premiums, I think this is going to take a lot of your money, and the only other option is Jesus. So what you can, or what you can do is you can just wait out till game week 4. Let Jesus get away with those fixtures, and then you can just in game week 5 you can swap him out for a Haaland and do a minor surgery in the back. Yeah, you got 66 points. See, you got a good start, Bora. I think your team is good. Your team looks very balanced. Just because the fact you don't have Haaland, I don't think you should panic. I think you should wait for, if you're not using a wild card, because I don't see any reason to that you have a good team in game week 1, and for one player you are wildcarding your team in game week 2. I think that's a bit odd. So I think you just need to wait right now. Or you can just wait till game week 5, and by game week 5 a lot of data and information will be there. You can use your wildcard in game week 5 and have two premiums. I always stress on this point that you should at least have two premiums, and try not to get a three premium or a one premium at the beginning of the game weeks or at the starting of the season, because that is much more balanced, I feel. Another one is Saurabh is asking, what do we do about Bernardo? Should I use the wild card to move in? No, 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 no. Don't use your wild card right now. I think Bernardo, I think you need to wait for the pressers. Just hear what Pep is saying. If Pep is giving hints like, yes, the player will do what he wants to, and we want him, but if he wants to go he will go, then I think that's danger signs for Bernardo. And I think you have got an easy switch in, say yeah, if you want a city mid, you can have Grealish. Now again, like Bernardo, you are going to play, if you're going to play a Pep roulette, you must be ready to take it on the chin. Whoever you get, like Grealish, or you get Gundogan for a 7.5, or you reduce your budget in the defense. I think what you should do is you should take a hit, get your save 1 million somewhere in your defense, and move this Bernardo to a Saka or a 8 million player who is going to whose this X minutes makes sense, or they are I think they are secured, because the thing is that 8 million slot is a really important slot. 2 3 game weeks down the line you won't be able to get so many it will not be easy to get an 8 million midfielder without doing a major surgery, because you will not be removing your Salahs, you will not be removing your Haalands, you will not be removing your Kanes, you will not be removing your Trents, your Cancelos. So it will be very difficult. Right now it is easy because you can just downgrade a defender. You can have a 4.5 million Saliba. I'm big on Saliba. I'm promoting him like I'm his manager, but he really impressed me. Just 4.5 mil, and I think after Liverpool and Man City initially, I think Arsenal is going to get a lot of clean sheets. So I think there you can have him. The best options are either Kulusevski, Mount, or Saka. I think these are the best three picks. Going for Pep Soulette is again dangerous. You have to take it on your chin. Yeah, no problem, Saurabh. So this was a bit about these teams. And coming back to Mercy View Reds teams, which had Nigel Morrison, the manager. I think the best pick I liked about the ballsy pick I really loved, like I really like this one of ballsy picks. Now I picked Mahrez, although I really complimented myself that I went the route again, Mahrez route, but he really sucked. Getting him really sucked because he did not start game week one. He just got a 1 or 2 minute cameo, so I'm not sure what to do now. I'm in a bigger mess right now than all of you guys, because now City is playing Bournemouth, such a weak team, and I'm not sure whether to remove him before this kind of fixture makes sense. Because if I remove him and he comes in and scores a brace, that would be really sad for me. But if I don't remove him and he again doesn't start, that again doesn't make sense because he's an 8 mil player. So yeah, this is the kind of conundrum I am in right now. And the coming back to Mercyview Reds, Bora TV, thank you so much. Helped a lot since my funds are spread out. Shall I use free transfer and get Zinchenko for Gabriel? I have point 0.5 in the bank. Uh, I'm not sure about it because I just don't like doing this sideways transfer, picking out a defender from the same team, having another. But I think this is just go for what your heart says, because I think Gabriel and Zinchenko are going to have the same number of clean sheets, but I think Zinchenko is going to be the bonus points magnet. He's going to be a bonus point monster. So I personally wouldn't have done it because I don't like this hokey pokey moves. But I feel Gabriel would not be there for a lot of bonus points. I think Zinchenko is a bonus points magnet. So if you really want it, I think go for Zinchenko. I don't think that's a. I think that's a fair shout. That's a good shout. I think you can do it. So as team review, please, if you have time. Mendy, of course, I have a lot of time. Mendy, that's a great pick. Diaz, Cancelo, Alexander Arnold, James. Now that's a very good defense. Diaz, Cancelo, Trent, and James. Okay, four premium top class defenders with a top class goalkeeper. Mount, Bernardo, Salah, Martinelli, Daka, Kane. Now I think Mount is a good pick. I think is a consistent pick. He will score consistently. Salah, Martinelli, Kane. The problem with this team is there are three different three areas which need surgery. First is Bernardo. Bernardo, cause of the fact he can go to Barca. So I'm really worried about Bernardo's minutes, because Pep will try to get some sort of camaraderie between the players. And if he has a player who is going to go to Barca in 1 or 2 game weeks, I think just 21 or 25 days are left in this transfer window. And Bernardo, the problem is if you get a Bernardo out and then there can be the rumors that, oh, those were just baseless rumors and Bernardo is staying, that will be very bad. But I still feel, had I been in your place, I wouldn't have at the first place gone for Bernardo, because I don't see him scoring a lot of points. Uh, Salah, Martinelli, yeah, Daka, Kane. Now the problem is, if you have Kane, I assume that you are trying to get Haaland because he has a fixture against Bournemouth. See, if you are not trying to get Haaland and you are happy with Kane, that I will just anyhow I will manage this game week without Holland, and in the third and fourth game week Kane has good fixtures. That's fine. But if you are trying to get Holland in place of Kane, then you have Bernardo problem. Then you have the Daka problem. I think Daka is not going to start again. The problem with this Daka is this, and even if he starts, I think he will not play more than 50-55 minutes. I think Daka is just there when the opponents have got tired legs at the end of the game, say at 80 minutes, 75 minutes, he will come with fresh legs and try to do that running. He will play that runner role and will try to score goals on the counter. I think Dhaka is there for that purpose. He can start also as well, but I think there are too many X minutes problems here. I think Dhaka is a X minutes problem, Bernardo is a X minutes problem. Other than that, I think this is a great team. If somehow, I think you what you can do is uh, you can downgrade Dhaka. Just let me have a look at what price he is at. Dhaka is Patson Dhaka. Dhaka is a 6 million player. There is nothing much to downgrade him from. Saurabh is saying Kane plus Salah to Haaland Emo for now. This doesn't just sit well to me because I am ready to give Kane anytime, but I'm not ready to give up on Salah right now. This is the conundrum I'm facing for your team. I think you must have both Salah and Haaland. Now, if you go Kane plus Salah to Haaland. But you don't need to move Salah to get Haaland. I think, yes, Haaland has got zero point 0.1 million. And guys, by the way, Haaland is zero point 0.1 x more pricey. He's again going to have a price rise in, say, a 1 day or 2 day time. He's destined to have. So he will be zero point 0.2 expensive right now. What you can do is, I think you can have, in my mind, you should sell Daka to a 4.5 mil forward, and in place of him you should have a strong defender, but this is taking a lot of moves. I think you should just go from Bernardo to a very cheap. I think go from Bernardo to a Bailey or a Neto and get Kane to Holland. I think just keep Daka for this game week. Will buy Zinchenko, also thinking to buy Kulu Mount for Diaz in game week 3. Who fits better given the fixtures? Let me have a look at both Kulu and Mount's fixtures, Boras TV. Kulu has got, from when you are talking about game week 3, Kulu has got uh, Wolves. I think Leeds exposed their defense. Nottingham Forest, promoted team. West Ham at home would be difficult at West Ham's home. Then they have Fulham. So I think two promoted sides out of the next four and a third Wolves side. So I think Kulu's fixtures look really mouth-watering. And the other one is Mount. Now, Mount fixtures are read from 3 to 6. Leicester game week 3, I think that's a sorry. Leeds game week 3, I think Leeds is there for the taking. Leeds, and then they have Leicester. I think Leicester is there for the taking. Southampton and West Ham. I think Leeds, Leicester, Southampton are great picks. I think it is very close. Consider I if I would have been there, I would have gone for Kulusevski because I think two promoted sides. I just my mouth waters up on the sight of these promoted sides. No matter how good they are, how good Fulham has performed against Liverpool, I think there is a reason they were relegated. There's a yes, they have been promoted. I think we should bet our money. If Spurs have two promoted sides in the next 4 game weeks, I think you should go for Kulusevski. I think that's the time. I don't think Mount is a bad shout, but personally, out of the two, I think Kulu is going to do a bit better. So I was saying, thank you so much. I'm save up my wildcard and week by switch Deka and but not require for Zinchenko and others. Yeah, cool, man. This is, I think, the right way to go. I'm again saying, guys, many of the content creators saying take wildcard, have this, have that. But my problem is this year, I have never seen a UCL fixtures with EPL fixtures so much of congestion. I've never seen that in the past 2, 3 years of my playing. So I feel a wildcard is going to be very critical at that time. You can icon Aki is asking Saurabh कैसा लग रहा है top पर? Oh, he must be enjoying. I think the crowd behind you is in a mood to overpower you, Saurabh. So all the good luck to you. Just make sensible decisions. I'm just telling you guys, don't think that you will win this game in 2 game weeks, 3 game weeks. What I can assure you is you can't win this competition in 2 game weeks, but you can definitely lose this competition in 2, 3 game weeks by making some stupid moves. So just try to make good footballing decisions, good FPL based decisions, and I think it will work for you. There will be some game weeks, no matter how good your team is, you will score 15, 20, 25 odd points. And no matter how bad your team is, there will be game weeks you will score more than 80, 90, 100 points. So just keep this in mind. At the end of the day, it is in players' feet in this case to score, and not in our hand or feet. So I'm just asking you guys to make good, sensible footballing decisions. I think that will take you places. Beginners luck. Yeah. Oh, so you are playing it for the first time. I think you have made a really good team considering that it's your first time. I just see Dhaka as the only dark horse. I think uh, Bernardo, prior to these rumors, he was a perfectly good pick. Haaland, sorry, Kane. Everybody was vying for Kane, and because Kane was playing Southampton, I think it is a wonderful team you have, Saurabh. Just that I just don't like the look of Dhaka, and because of these transfer rumors now, Bernardo has also crept in with some suspicion. So these are the teams in our group. I hope RK is trying to maximize and get more teams in there. Uh, I think he's a lazy guy. He's not trying to get in more teams. But RK, please try to get in more teams. Just spread the word around in Twitter. Just give me this code and everything. I will also spread the word around. Try to get in more teams in your group. And yeah, so these are some of the macro points I wanted to talk about, guys. Pardon me if my voice is a bit husky because I'm just another player I really want to talk about, guys, is Ivan Tony. I really liked the part and be, behind the likes of Jesus and the Bamfords, I think Tony is a dark horse again. Just let me tell you his fixtures, and he's already scored in game week. So just a second. His fixtures read Ivan Tony. The fixtures read from game week 2. Start Madison or Anson for game week 2. Just a second, Bora TV. Madison. Who has Madison against? Madison is playing Leicester. Oh, sorry, Arsenal. And Aronson is playing. Leeds is playing Southampton. Now, this is a tricky answer because Leeds is playing probably one of the worst defenses in Southampton. So I think Aronson can be a great pick. On the other hand, yes, Arsenal is a stout defense. It's a strong defense, but Madison, I think Leicester's offense, the other word for Leicester's offense is Madison. If there is a free kick, Madison is on it. If there's a left corner, Madison is on it. If there's a right corner, Madison is on it. Everything is governed. If you just go to YouTube and go onto the Leicester's channel and watch the first game's highlight, whenever Leicester is attacking, you will see only one person there. Apart from that worldly that KDH scored, I think Madison was everywhere. So if you are a fixtures guy, then you start Aronson. But if you believe that a player of Madison's class can score against anybody and everybody, I think go for Madison. Personally, if I would have been there, I would have gone for Aronson because he's playing Southampton. That's the only reason. I think Southampton is really looking poor. Although Southampton is playing at home, I think, but that gives them a furthermore reason to score. If I start both, shall I bench Johnson? Of course, bench Johnson. Of course, now that I just did not know. Of course, bench Johnson. Start with both of them. No matter whom Johnson is playing, I don't see a reason that you can start Johnson and bench Madison. I think that's crazy. I think just start with both of them. If that is an option, oh boy, you have got two great picks. Start both Madison and Aronson because Madison is now a sort of talisman for Leicester City. I think if Leicester scores, I think there is a 60% chance that either Madison has scored an assist or he has scored the goal. And Aronson is playing one of the weakest defenses in Southampton after the promoted teams. I think just go for the both of them and just bench this Johnson from. I think he's from Nottingham Forest. I think he's a great player, good player. He looked good. I saw in the highlights, but I think just don't see any reason that you should start him ahead of Madison or Aronson. So I think start both Madison and Aronson and bench Johnson. I think that's a fair shout. And yeah, your team is looking really strong, Bora TV, because of the fact that we have this one premium. The value is nicely spread, but now this is where one premium is a problem because now you just cannot captain Haaland. Everybody's going for Haaland. You cannot do anything. You have to captain Salah day in day out. I don't like this monotony of the game. I don't like that I am being arm twisted into captaining somebody or for every game week. Because if you have Salah, it is very difficult to captain, say, a Trent or a Cancelo if you know that you don't have any other premium. But I still feel you have a very strong team, and I think when you use your wild card, use it wisely. try to get like a Holland, like a Kane, and these things. So yeah, so I think that would be great if you do. Yes, RK, please, yeah, please spread the word. The more the competition, the more we'll be tightening our teams, the more we will be paying uh, attention to our teams. So guys, just concentrate and just make some good footballing decisions, just some good FPL decisions, and I think you will be good to go if you make some good FPL decisions. That is the only thing that is important. Don't make some decisions just for the heck of it, that others will look at my team and will go, oh, bonkers, what kind of team you have. Don't go for this. Okay, my team, I scored, I think, 60. Just let me have a look. I scored 66 points. I think the same like you. My team is Sanchez in goal, Gabriel from Arsenal, Trent, James, Cancelo, Robertson. I'm also big at the back, five defenders. In midfield, I have got Salah, Mahrez, Bailey, and in the forward line, I've got Haaland and Jesus. I have gone for a 5-3-2 formation. And my biggest problem is, I think, bigger than all of yours, and that is what to do with Mahrez. Because he's playing Bournemouth. I've already stated this, and it is very difficult to drop him before such a tasty fixture. But if I don't drop him and then he again doesn't start, because if it would have been a Bailey or a Neto, I would have understood. He's just 5 million or 5.5 million, an 8 million defender, a City spot, and he's just not starting continuously. The problem is, I thought that Foden has had not had so many minutes under his belt. He just played a half, I think, in the Community Shield. I thought that initially Mahrez and is going to start from the right, and uh, nice guys go to Man City. Yeah, I think Foden is going to start from the left, and sorry, Grealish is going to start from the left, and Mahrez is going to start from the right. But to everybody's astonishment, Pep roulette worked, and Pep started after almost a year. Foden from the right and Grealish from the left. Now Julian Alvarez is also there. He can play both Haaland's position and as well as Foden's position. And now what I don't like is, in the previous game, I don't know how they are going to line up against Bournemouth. Pep regularly changes system according to the opponents. But those midfielders were going really wide. I think they were hogging the touchline, both Grealish as well as Foden. So that made a lot of space for both Cancelo and Walker, the wingers, to come in, and also for De Bruyne and Gundogan. So I just don't know what to do. I just don't want to play the Pep's roulette again. I think I have two choices. Either I will roll the transfer and take it on my chin, whatever happens this game week. If it doesn't start, doesn't start, and get two transfers the next game week. Just get the hell out of Mahrez and get in Saka, because Saka has great fixtures. Or I will panic and somehow get Mahrez out and will get Saka in. Also, I will wait till what Pep says in his presser. That is very important, because these managers sometimes they give hints and clues. Although most of those hints and clues are political in nature, they are just to soothe the press, take out the pressure from their guys. But still, I will try to understand what he's trying to do. If I'm not able to understand, and if I am, say, a bit tentative, I get cold feet. I might transfer out Mahrez for uh, Saka. But I think what I'm going to do is keep Mahrez, take it on the chin. Whatever happens, happens, and then get Saka the next game week, or any other player whose X minutes are fixed. I don't want to play this Pep roulette again. I think it is better if you guys want to have another City player. I think right now we don't know what kind of a team, what kind of team Pep is going to be, what kind of system he is going to play, or will Bernardo stay or not? Just get a Man City defender. I think if you're Cancelo, get Diaz. If you're short on money, just get Ederson for Christ's sake and just do away with it, because I think they will easily have two or three clean sheets in the next 4 or 5 game weeks. I think I just can't see how Bournemouth will score against us. Yes, it's a game. Anything can happen. There can be a miraculous free kick. There can be a great penalty shout. I just can't see it. Okay, guys, I think this has been a long stream. I'm really, my throat is hurting right now. I will go, and uh, let's see. Tomorrow we'll try to come in again at the same time. Let's see how it pans out. Let's see how it shapes up. And Bora TV and Saurabh, hope you get your team sorted. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Just like the channel, please, if you can, and give me a like. And thanks, guys. Ciao.